Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Now, if you're just joining us, we're talking about the list of Trump executive orders that affected people, from DEI to birthright citizenship to ICE coming and taking people.
Yeah, the mass deportations, the dismantling of DEI, the potential federal hiring freeze, tariffs. And so, we just opening up the phone lines to see how things have impacted people. Jess is already concerned about the price of wigs, potentially.
Excuse me.
Hair.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not.
Okay.
It affects my mother and other people who have been in child care administration. My mom has been taking care of kids, and she has a childhood preschool and has had one for 30 years coming up. And a lot of her money comes from,
Federal government.
Like the food program. She get checks to feed the kids, and then all of her parents, they are using vouchers or scholarship of some sort. You know what I mean? So
a potential federal hiring freeze could shut her
absolutely
business down. Yeah.
Absolutely. And it will. People are already starting to be affected by it, so. And
you see the dismantling of DEI programs. You see people losing jobs, when you got these mass deportations. Like, I know people who, jobs have got ran up in, or their parents' jobs have gotten ran up in. I know family members. I know families who literally have had to leave because, one person in the household was undocumented. And now they gotta go, and the kids gotta go. It's like it's real out here.
Yeah.
Yeah, growing up in New York, of course, you're surrounded by immigrants, right? You're surrounded by people that weren't born here.
This guy crazy.
Yeah.
He says surrounded by him like he's not one in the person surrounding.
I'm not. I actually was born here. My parents were too. But you're surrounded by immigrants that, their kids were born here, but their parents not. And now many of my friends and the people that I know, they're fearful that their parents could be, taken back, and parents could be, taken by ICE, because there's no rules, there's no regulations. They just know that ICE is on the street grabbing immigrants. So people are nervous, people are scared.
Are you an anchor baby?
My parents were born here, sir. My grandparents were born here, and I was born here, sir.
Prove it. Let me see
your
birth certificate.
Saying that when ICE come and snatch you up, that's gonna be crazy. I'm scared to take my daughter outside to this day. I'm like, Jesus.
Damn.
Yes, for real. They might think I'm harboring one of them.
Chris legal though, right?
Yeah, he is, but Molly,
she didn't say that confidently.
Look like she more in question than her father. People be like, oh, where you get that baby from? And if I just got her by myself, I look like a nanny. Not so it's I don't know. It's crazy.
Well, for the people who don't know, your baby daddy is Mexican.
Yes.
Half Mexican.
Yes, half Mexican. His mom straight up Mexican. His father black, so. And my daughter, she looks straight Mexican, like, oh my God.
I think you should stop saying that. You might get a knock.
What part?
Hello?
You stupid.
Let's go to the
phone line.
You might get a knock, Jess.
Crazy. I'm scared.
Hello, who's this?
This is Dr. Allen.
Peace,
hey, Dr. Allen. Where you calling from?
I'm from 7-5, but I'm in Indianapolis now.
Okay. How have Trump's executive orders impacted you thus far?
Absolutely. So I am a director for diversity and cultural inclusion for Engineering Research Center. So through the National Science Foundation, they pretty much stopped all of my ability to spend money. I built programs like EV programs for high school students. They told me I could not take no more students to Washington, D.C. and we had an upcoming conference for them to present their research. Wow. I have about $300,000 in funding that I can no longer touch because I work in DEI. They told me literally I couldn't spend no money because my proposal said I was working with marginalized students. And that is discrimination by another name. When you're saying that I can't work with students because they're from marginalized backgrounds, but if it was a white student, I can go ahead and continue with my work. This discrimination by another name. And so I have another about $5 million in additional funding that I have sent in there for review that they probably not just going to throw out now. And this is money that's going to our students, our low-income students, our underrepresented students, to make sure that we get skills and help our students continue to grow, go to college, get scholarships, and we can no longer touch that money. They are literally trying to prevent us from growing our communities and be able to do the things that we need to do, all because they don't want us to be as successful as we could be. And it is very sickening.
How do we combat that? How do we combat it?
Or can we?
Well, a few things that we have to do is we have to put pressure on our elected officials. The Democrats have to be able to get off their fingers and actually do something. This should not be a process for them to be able to discriminate by another man. There should be some type of lawsuits that are letting them say, hey, you all have not developed any criteria for what is considered DEI. You all are just looking for anything that says black or brown, underrepresented, marginalized, low income, and that is discrimination. There needs to be some folks that are doing something in the legal arena. There needs to be folks that are doing something in the political arena. And we also need to start thinking about how do we make sure that we're not hamstrung the next time one of these oligarchs or somebody comes in and wants to take over power like this. We need to be able to make sure that we're self-sufficient, sustainable, and figure out ways in which you can do that.
I totally agree, man. You know, the ill part about it is there are, guardrails and tools that Democrats can use, but, we just keep getting all these statements about norms and faith in institutions. Bro, them institutions are done, okay? These people are playing by a different set of rules. They need to figure it out.
Well, let's open up the phone lines again. We're taking some more calls when we come back. 800-585-1051. We're talking about the list of Trump's executive orders. How has this affected you so far? Call us up right now. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Now, if you're just joining us, we're talking about the lists of Trump's executive orders and how it's affecting people already, from DEI to
the dismantling of DEI programs.
So many things we've discussed in the last couple of days. So there's a lot of people on the line. So let's go right to the phone lines. Hello, who's this?
Hi, this is Laquita.
Hey, Laquita, good morning. How has Trump's executive orders affected you so far?
Good morning, you guys. I'm here in the 757, and as you guys know, it is a sparse military community, and I am a federal government employee, and as you guys know, like, that email went out last week basically asking us, do you want to resign and keep your benefits, keep your pay until September. So a lot of people are freaking out about that. I also know a lot of people that have gotten final job offers, but if they have a start date after the 8th of February, they've had to rescind that job offer. So a lot of people have made plans based on these job offers, and they're not able to accept them, and they don't know when, they are going to be able to even, if that job will still be available when this hiring freeze is up. So it's a little stressful out here, and there's no guarantees. A lot of schedules have changed. I mean, a lot of agencies don't know what's going to be the final, period, end all, be all. But, there's a lot of nervous energy out here, especially with a lot of federal agencies in the Hampton Roads region.
Well, thank you for calling, Queen.
Yeah, thank you for calling, Mama. Hello, who's this?
This Shalia.
Peace, Shalia.
Hey, Shalia, good morning.
How are you?
How has it affected
I'm
you,
good.
Shalia?
How are you? It's affected me because, I have a child care subsidy assistance application in right now that's pending that possibly may not be approved because I have a toddler and I'm a full-time working mom and I need child care assistance. Is a possibly I won't get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so sorry.
I'm glad we're having this conversation, man, because you see all of these things on the news, and you see Trump doing all these executive orders. Like these stuff is impacting average, everyday, regular working class folks. So, we're all being impacted by this in some way, shape, or form, or we know somebody who is.
Let's go. There's a lot of people on the line. 800-585-1051. Hello, who's this?
This is Rob coming out of Somerville, South Carolina.
843,
hey,
what's
Rob.
up, Somerville?
Good morning, Rob.
How Trump executive orders impacting you in South Carolina right now, man?
Well, man, I live in a pretty upcoming neighborhood of, being built up, and
Where you live at, Nexus?
Quiet. You said what?
Where you live in Nexus?
Somerville, Cane Bay.
Cane Bay, okay.
Cane Bay. Yeah, and driving through the neighborhood is quiet. The workers aren't really there, and I'm just imagining what the conversations with all these builders are about getting houses out to people because they're not being built and they're not paying for American labor. So I'm wondering, what's the conversation? How's that going to be affecting the market with people it's already expensive enough to buy a house?
Damn, so you say it's quiet. They done deported everybody, huh? There ain't no construction or nothing.
Jesus.
No nails banging on the roof, nothing, just quietness.
You drove by the Home Depot?
Oh, my God.
They're not hanging out out front no more.
Lord,
what's wrong with y'all,
Crazy.
man?
Who's going to finish all
Real
this
talk.
construction? We just going to be sitting here?
Real question?
That's
crazy.
what I'm wondering.
Thank you, brother. Let's go to another caller. Hello, who's this? Hello, good morning.
They deported him just that fast. That his name
Oh
was
my
Julio.
God.
His name was Julio.
They're driving off with him right now.
Hello, who's this?
Yo, imagine.
Hi, good morning. This is Erica calling from Fort Lauderdale.
Good morning.
Hey, Erica. How are you?
We're talking about Trump's executive orders. How has it affected you at all?
I mean, honestly, you guys, let's be real. Men lie, women lie, numbers don't. America voted for Trump. I don't understand now why did everybody so up in roar about what's going on when they were clearly wrong. Multiple times, over and over. The Biden administration let us know about 2025. Nobody didn't care. I don't know why is everybody at an uproar now. We were wrong.
Ma'am, you're absolutely right. But what that got to do with his executive orders impacting people?
It was expected. It was forthcoming.
Yes.
There's nothing you can do about it if you voted him in office.
But have they impacted you? That's the question.
At this point, Charlamagne, I'm gonna be honest with you. Right now, it's prayers. I'll do it.
The what?
Psalm 91, Psalm 23, Psalm 121.
Kamala
All
21.
everybody can do is pray and seek with God with everything that's going on right now.
All right. Thank you, Mama.
What is she saying?
She
She's gonna be
basically saying
deported.
that y'all
So
did it
she
to yourselves. That's what she said. Y'all voted for him. She didn't answer the question. She basically just said that y'all did it
What
to
was she
yourselves.
quoting?
Y'all
Bible
voted for him.
scriptures?
Yes.
She on her way somewhere too. I didn't even understand. I'm like, oh Lord.
And I understand what she's saying, but that's not the question
Yeah.
we're asking. The question we're asking is how has his executive orders impacted people? Because, what I would like to start hearing is solutions, like I would like to start hearing, how we can combat some of these things.
Yeah.
But how can we, right? Because he's the president. He put these orders into play. This is his house right now, right?
But
so he's doing things. So how do we stop that? How do we defend that? How do we combat that? How?
Is there any way like something can happen locally? Like, because even with my mom saying, with my mom being affected, and then the caller who just called up and said like they're gonna cut her child care benefits. She's a full-time working mom. Like, is there something we can do? Like the mayors, the governors, like. I know he signed these orders, but there's no way, like, can we tackle it locally?
There's tools and guardrails that these people have at their disposal to try to slow down some of this stuff. But, they got to have the strength to use them. Right. The Democrats are a party of cowards. They're leaderless right now. You know what I mean? Damn. But they are guardrails in place.
All right. Well, we got to...
This is going to be a never-ending conversation, by the way. Y'all do know that, right?
Yeah.
But that's why it just feels weird because when you look at Biden and him being in office in the last 4 years and what he's done, and then you look at Trump being so aggressive and doing everything that he wanted to do and not apologizing for it and just doing it, basically saying, I told y'all what I was going to do. If you don't like it, middle finger. And then you look at the last 4 years and look at Biden was just so nice and just trying to be the nice guy. It just really makes you upset,
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Well, is there a moral to the story at all?
The moral of the story is this is going to be a never-ending conversation, but that's what the Breakfast Club is here for. The Breakfast Club is here to have those conversations, okay? And we'll bring in people way smarter than us to tell us what these guardrails are and what these tools are that they can use to try to slow some of this stuff down.
Wake that ass up
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.